Hi pals! So I'm here today to do a makeup look for you guys, and I'm using the new Morphe X James Charles eyeshadow palette. It is literally bomb. This is the first time I've tried it out, and these colors are everything. And if you want to see how to get this look, then stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to start off with brows. I'm using the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade Neutral Brown, and I'm using this to carve out the shape that I want my brows to be, and I just create a line across the bottom and then across the top, and then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Gel in the shade Blonde, and I'm using the brush it comes with to just apply it onto my brows, and then I'm going to take an angled brush to continue to fill in the gaps and outline the brows and make sure they look exactly how I want them. Now it's okay if it's a little messy because I am going to be carving them out with concealer, so they don't have to be perfect, but we just need the shape to be pretty much where we want it to be. So now I'm just cleaning up a little bit with a Q-tip and some micellar water. This will just help the concealer go over it a little bit better. So now I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and the Morphe M124 brush, and I'm going to use this to carve out my brows. I'm going to go across the bottom and really clean up the shape, and then I'm going to go across the top as well and a little bit on the inner part just to help blending later on with the foundation and everything. So now I'm going to go in with the Milani Brow Gel to set my brows in place, and now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So I'm taking the tiniest little beauty blender and I'm blending out the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer as a base, but I'm not going to set it with powder, I'm just going to go straight in with eyeshadow. So I'm going to take a really fluffy blending brush in the shade Playground, and I'm going to put this on the inner 1/3 to the inner half of the crease. And after that, I'm going to go in with the shade Cola, and I'm going to put this mostly in the middle of the crease, tapping it into the shade Playground to start to blend them out a little bit. After that, I'm going to take the shade Escape, and I started to apply this and then I realized that I wanted to get a really sharp edge, so I'm taking tape and lining that up with my lower lash line to the end of my brow to create that sharp edge. So then I'm going to tap on more of the shade Escape right up to that tape and just tap it into the shade Cola a little bit to blend it out. So now I'm going to take the same concealer on the lid and I'm going to open my eyelid so I can see where my crease should be, because I do have hooded eyelids, so some of the lid space gets a little lost, so I like to do this so my lid shade can show through my creases of my eye. So I'm just going to take the same Morphe M124 brush to carve out the shape that I want, and I'm going to kind of make it a diagonal, as you will see here, and just continue to tap it out and tap out the edges and try to blend it. So now I'm just starting with the same shade Escape, and I'm starting to tap that on the edge just to start and blend out that line because we don't want a harsh line there. And then I'm going to take the shade Cola as well and continue to blend that out. And then I realized that I wanted a little more darkness on the outer corner, so I took a separate blending brush and the shade Spooky, which is the black in the palette, And I just tapped this on the outer corner, which really helped the blending process. And then I went back in with my other blending brush and the same purple shade Escape, just to blend that out a little bit more. And then we're gonna move on to the lid shade. So for my lid shade, I'm going in with the shade Artistry, which is so gorgeous. It is a purple, but it has like these turquoise reflex in it, and it's really pretty. I'm just taking that on my pinky finger and really pressing it into the concealer and just swiping to blend out the edges and make sure I got all the spots and all the concealer is super covered. Then I'm going to take the shade Ring Light, and I'm going to take this on a very small little brush and put it on my brow bone just to lift and define my brows. Now I'm going in with NYX Matte Liquid Liner in the shade Black, and I'm just going to do a small little wing and then fill in the gaps there, just so that way when I put on my falsies, they don't really stick out that much. Now I'm just cleaning up some fallout with the same micellar water and a Q-tip, and I'm taking it wet on one side and just really carving that out, and then I'm going up to clean it up with the dry side of the Q-tip just to really get in there and make sure it's all cleaned up. And then I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara just to coat my lashes so they blend in better with the false lashes I use. And I'm also gonna go in with the Rimmel Black Pencil Liner just to tight line and really blend in my lashes with my natural lashes. So I'm taking these Vegas nail lashes. I don't remember what the style is because I've had these forever and I keep reusing them because I'm too cheap to buy new ones. But I'm just taking them on some tweezers, and I'm using the tweezers to help place exactly where I want the lashes to go. And once they dry a little bit, I'm just gonna push up on them to help them lift. And now we're gonna move on to the face. So I'm going to take the Maybelline Master Prime in the shade 300 Blur and Redness Control. And now I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline 24-Hour Foundation in the shade 102 Fair Porcelain. And I'm just gonna take this on a beauty blender and tap this all over my skin and really blend it out and make sure that it's super blended and looks super seamless and flawless. Now I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair once again, and I'm going to actually conceal with it this time. And I'm going to put it under my eyes, in the middle of my nose, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, around my smile lines, and in the middle of my forehead. And I'm just going to take a beauty blender once again and blend all this out. And I am going to take a smaller little beauty blender that I used on my eyelids for under my eyes, because it really just helps to get into those inner corners of my eyes and really blend it out as best as I can. Now I'm going to set my concealer with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the shade 05 Fair, and I'm going to bake anywhere where I could tend to crease, so that'd be under my eyes, above my brows, on my forehead, around my nose, and around my smile lines. And I'm just gonna press in the powder in those spots. Now I'm just taking a big powder brush and just wiping away the powder, but I'm leaving it under my eyes just so they can bake a little bit longer. And now I'm going to contour with the Wet n Wild contour palette in the shade Caramel Toffee. And I'm putting this on my cheekbones, on my jawline, and on my forehead into my temples. And I'm just going to blend this out until I feel comfortable with how it looks. And I'm also going to take a smaller little brush and contour my nose. I really like the way this looks on me. You don't have to do this, but I prefer my nose to have those contours on the sides. So I just take it and I press it in and I just blend it out until I think it looks good. Now I'm going in with the Milani Baked Blush in the shade 05 Luminoso, and I'm just pressing this onto the apples of my cheeks and blending it back. And I really love this blush. It is gorgeous and it has such a pretty sheen. And now I'm just baking under my contour just to really clean it up and make sure it doesn't look muddy. And I'm just quickly wiping that away. And I'm finally going to wipe away the powder under my eyes as well and just really blend that out with my brush. So now I'm going back to the eyes. I'm going to line my waterline with the same Rimmel eye pencil. And I'm going in with a flat definer brush and the shade Escape again, which was the purple shade. And I'm going to press this into my lower lash line on about the outer half of my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Cola. And I'm going to press this next to the purple to blend it out. And finally I'm going to go in with the shade Playground on the very inner part of the eye just to complete the ombre. And after this, I'm going to take a pencil brush with the same shades and just really blend it out and make sure there's not a harsh line there. So now I'm going in with the shade Hello on an e.l.f. contour brush, and I'm spraying it with a little bit of e.l.f. setting spray, and I'm putting this in my inner corner. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm obsessed. Speaking of obsessed, I'm highlighting with the shade Ring Light from the eyeshadow palette, and look at how gorgeous this eyeshadow is as a highlight. Like, I can't. That's stunning. And I'm putting this on my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, above my brows, and I'm glowing to the gods. Now I'm going in with a Maybelline Total Temptation mascara just to coat my lower lashes, and then I'm going to go on to my lips. I'm taking an e.l.f. lipstick in the shade Praline, and I'm going to use this to define my lips, and I start with the top lip and I start with the V, and then I create the lines on the outside, and then I connect the bottom lip as well, and I just line it, and then I'm going to fill them in with this shade. So now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit lipstick in the shade Nudist Peach, and I'm just applying this all over my lips. And I've been obsessed with this combo for a nude lip recently. It's just been my go-to and I'm loving it. And now I'm just gonna go in and spray my face with this Mario Badescu setting spray and the Maybelline holographic highlighter in the shade 050. This is so stunning. I just like to put this over my cheekbones because I'm extra as hell, and it just adds a little extra oomph, even though Ring Light was extremely bomb on its own. So this is the completed look. I really hope you guys try this palette out and support James. It's the best. Alright guys, so that concludes today's makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you do, make sure to give my video a like, share it with all your pals, subscribe if you want. It really doesn't matter, but it'd help me out, I guess. Whatever, do what you gotta do. But I really appreciate all your guys' support, and until next time, see you!